Hey everyone, Genevieve here. It is Tuesday, December 2nd. We have a full moon in Gemini on Thursday, the 4th, around 6:15 p.m. Eastern Time. So I wanted to go ahead and chart this out for you guys and let you know what to prepare for, what to expect. Now, this chart is very much, even though we have our moon in Gemini, we have our sun in Sagittarius, that being a fire sign, Gemini being a air sign, with our elements and where they're placed. We have 7 elements in fire, 4 in air, 6 in earth, 10 in water. So this chart, once again, is going to feel heavily weighted in water, emotion, in other words, emotion and intuition, especially with it being kind of the signature is Pisces. It's going to feel very Piscean, and you're going to see why as we get into it. The body parts that are associated with this are the shoulders, arms, hands, and your respiratory system and lungs. So be careful to guard against accidents, take care of your respiratory system. Real quick, today is Giving Tuesday, so I hope you guys got a chance to do that. Whether it's monetary, I know a lot of charities really appreciate money, but we all have stuff, right? We all have things that we have that we don't use, that we don't need, that are barely worn or barely used at all, if at all. And so hopefully you got a chance to, if not today, sometime this week, sometime up around the holiday season, give to your local charities, give, whether it's money, whether it's food, whether it's time by volunteering, or whether it is household items. We actually have an acquaintance that is having to unexpectedly move households, and she's pretty much starting over from scratch. So thankfully we were able to gather up some, not a lot, I don't feel like it was a lot at all, but just some unused, unneeded household items, not a whole lot, just a couple of boxes of stuff, but it's getting rid of, it's purging things out of our home, and it's going to a good use to someone who really, really needs it. So do that. It's good for us all, right? Okay, but back into the chart. So we've got our sun in Sagittarius, our moon in Gemini, Mercury is in Scorpio, Venus and Mars are both in Sag. You would think this chart would feel very fiery, and yes, there are 7 aspects to fire signs, but then the rest, a lot of these outer planets are still in retrograde, even though Mercury just went direct, thankfully. Jupiter is retrograde in Cancer. We have Saturn in Pisces. Uranus is retrograde in Taurus. Oh God, not again. Neptune is retrograde in Pisces. Pluto is in Aquarius. All right. So that is why when I say this chart's going to feel very watery, it's going to feel very Piscean. We're going back over old ground in those outer planets that have to do with a lot of water and Piscean themes, okay? So just keep that in mind. So with our sun in Sag, this is also, I believe, a full supermoon. The sun is conjunct Venus in Sagittarius. So this is highlighting social connections, right? And of course, this time of year, we are all out socializing. And so it's really the theme. It's the highlight here. We also have a conjunction with Mars that's giving us energy and drive. It's very action oriented. We want to watch out for impulsiveness and burnout, though. Like, we're trying to get so much done, maybe wrap up projects at the end of the year. Yes, you want to earn your holiday time, but don't kill yourself in the process, okay? Let me put my lollipop down. Our moon is in Gemini. It is the only aspect to Gemini, so it doesn't really, that air energy, even though it is there, that Gemini energy is not very prominent in this, but it is in opposition to Venus. So this could create a conflict between our desire for connection and personal comfort, right? We want to work on balancing our personal needs with the expectations of others. And this has kind of been an ongoing theme, again, with some of these retrogrades. We're going back over them again. So with Mercury and Scorpio, and by the way, that's a minor challenge though. If when you look at this chart, you're going to see some grand trine energy again. You're going to see all of the negative influences are pretty minor, and there's some really awesome positive aspects and all the minor ones that are going to help us navigate this energy. So our Mercury is kind of our biggest at least interplanet player in this chart. This is where our water trine is occurring here. Mercury is in Scorpio, so we all have a heightened sense of, or intuition almost about others' thoughts and emotions. So us that are a little bit more empathetic or sensitive to it might, kind of get caught up in that, but you're just going to feel it a little bit more. It's going to be very heightened here. There is a trine with Jupiter in Cancer, which is in reverse. So this is going to lend to optimism, generosity, storytelling, traveling, and learning. All of those things are highlighted. It is also trying to Saturn in Pisces. This is going to aid in mental clarity, planning, and precise communication. This is very important. Thought-provoking conversations. Just watch out for being overly kind of disruptive when you're trying to get your point across. Watch out for heated discussions that might turn into arguments. Stay open-minded to other people's perspectives under this influence. It's a bit of a challenge, but it's not going to be too difficult to overcome, because our next aspect is Mercury trine Neptune in Pisces. This is also lending to emotional intelligence and intuition. We want to ground ourselves under this full moon, though, so that we don't miss practical details in all this intuition and Piscean energy, basically. Venus in Sag. So love and relationships at this time are playful and adventurous. New romance for some, possibly sudden disruptions or changing in romance. For some people, you might find a new romance through travel, someone from a different culture or a belief system. This energy lends of freedom and of friendliness to romance, but also a strong loyalty as well. So our first minor challenge here, though, with Venus is a opposition to Uranus and Taurus. So again, this need for connection, we're feeling that versus our own independent nature being conflicted. So this could signify a sudden ending or beginning of a relationship, but you definitely want to keep an open mind and challenge yourself by surrounding yourself with acquaintances, friends, possible romantic connections that are a bit unconventional. All right, that's the best way to work with this energy. So our next minor positive influence is that Venus trine Neptune in Pisces in retrograde. The keywords here, the themes are compassion, idealism, spiritual inspiration. All these things are highlighted. Again, work with this energy with the full moon. You want to diffuse my Lucky Stars blend. You want to charge your crystals for sure. Sage if you must, meditate, pray, journal. And then our next minor positive is a sextile with Pluto and Aquarius. This is highlighting healing and transformation. It's very possible within relationships. Creative and public speaking with emotion. So creative energy, public speaking, all with emotion are at the forefront. So we're going to be able to draw on powerful connections at this time, and just keep the mindset that everything is possible. All is possible under this energy, because it truly is. You just have to work with some of these minor challenges on that. Now, Mars is also in Sagittarius. So this is adventurous, spontaneous, and just energy kind of highlighted. This is kind of the aspect it's giving to relationships and interdynamics. So during this time, we might be searching for meaning and truth and higher ideals in all that we do. We're looking at our long range goals, but it's also kind of a non-committal energy. We want to strive to be consistent. We might feel a little stifled or confined if the others around us don't support us or try to limit us at this time, okay? Mars in Sag in any fire sign, but probably especially in Sagittarius, does not like to be weighed down, does not like to be tied down, does not like restriction, needs freedom to express, freedom to travel, to go and come as they please. Remember, there is a loyalty there, though, so you don't need to be afraid of this desire for freedom. Mars in Sag is square Saturn in Pisces, unfortunately, though. So this is going to give us a bit of a struggle. It's going to be a little difficult for us to complete our projects. We might be frustrated by challenges or roadblocks and, possible discouragement or delay. Work with the full moon, just keep going at it. Okay. Now Jupiter is in Cancer in retrograde. So this year, again, that watery energy, watch out for being hypersensitive at this time or feeling neglected. One way to stop that or to negate that, stop people pleasing. I've talked about this before. We're going back over this energy. That is why you were feeling neglected. You're doing things, you're going way over the above and beyond for people that didn't ask for it, don't necessarily need it or want it, and then you're getting hurt feelings and you're feeling hypersensitive about it. So just stop, guys. I mean, I know it's the season of giving. Give to yourself and then give to others. There is a sextile with Saturn, so this is, the keywords here are patience, preparation, wisdom, and timing. You want to meditate on these things. Going back, if you're experiencing those discouragements, those roadblocks, meditate on being patient, being prepared, and the perfect, things happen in good time, right? These energies work together. You want to meditate and really ground and really just do the work over this full moon so that you're ready when the correct opportunity presents, okay? And then Jupiter's also trine Neptune, which is also retrograde, so careers in law, healing arts, and spirituality are highlighted. Empathy and intuition are also very much highlighted. Meditate on your higher purpose at this time. If your goals and your dreams feel like they're being kind of pushed in the back burner, they're being frustrated, really get back to basics and meditate. Is this your higher purpose? Are you doing the thing that you are called here to do? Because remember, this is the theme of this year. And we're going back through these retrogrades to really fine tune and hone all of that. So Saturn is in Pisces. Again, watch out for taking care of others' needs or problems above your own at this time. Okay? So just pull back. It's time for deep meditation and reflection, but also watch out for seclusion and loneliness. So pull back, take care of yourself, but not so much that you feel like you're on the outside. All right, because that can be a Saturn and Pisces theme, and especially around the holidays. I know it's hard. Some of us might be going through some difficult transitions, losses, or lifestyles being uprooted, that the holidays just don't feel the same. And trust me, I get it. But you gotta be around people too. Don't completely isolate and exclude yourself, okay? So our next good thing out of this is a minor good aspect, but it kind of helps negate that negative, is a sextile with Uranus. So you want to work on reinforcing your structure and boundaries in order to get things done. Okay. Again, that's important too. Especially your progressive, innovative ideas off the ground. You need to work in the safe space and work with people who have the common goals of you. All right. Don't put them all out there only to be poo-pooed so much by the wrong people that don't want or can't or aren't willing to help you and work with you on it anyway, because that's not their vision and their goal. Fine tune it, hone it, work on it. So there is tension and balancing here with the conjunction with Neptune. So this is reinforcing that last aspect. We want to reinforce our balance and grounding practice for clarity and to channel our dreams into reality. Okay. Again, everything is possible, but it's been a challenge lately, and we're being forced to go back and rework some things. And trust me when I tell you, it might be something very minor. It could be your audience. It could be just your presentation. It could be going back earlier in the chart, like being so enthusiastic that you're scaring some people with how passionate you are about your ideas, okay? Find the right tribe, and then all of these things are going to work. Now, Uranus again, retrograde in Taurus. Yes, we're back in Taurus with Uranus. These same themes are back. The tension between a need for stability versus a desire for growth and change, right? Our comfort bubble might be disrupted. But guess what? All good things happen when our norms are our status quo, the apple cart, is disrupted. It's the only way changes happen. And yes, they can be uncomfortable. They can be messy. They can be completely unexpected. But ultimately, it's for good. All right. So, and then Uranus has a sextile with Neptune. So creative and spiritual expression are highlighted. And another minor good aspect here is a trine with Pluto. Again, change is possible and necessary. It's just trying to hammer that nail on the head until we get it. All right. And Neptune, Pisces retrograde. Well, it's at home in its sign here. So we're getting a chance to rework our spirituality, our intuition, our sensitivity, and work on that through music, prayer, meditation, again, grounding practices. Do the work, because then we have our last and good aspect here of the chart was Neptune trine Pluto and Aquarius, which is again telling us, giving us, almost forcing us the space and the time to meditate on personal and collective healing. All right, because Pluto and Aquarius again is, themes of loss, death, but rebirth, healing are highlighted. There's an intensity to it, but release and renewal are entirely possible if we take advantage of these opportunities of these retrogrades to go back and do the work. Think of a retrograde, especially with these outer planets that are along, like affect generations or are direct or in one sign or are retrograde for long periods of time. Think of this as one of your strictest, most difficult to please teachers or professors, but it was kind and fair enough to keep giving you the assignment back until you produce the work that he or she knows that you're capable of. It might feel like a pain in the ass, but you've got it in you, so do the work. All right, guys, till next time, blessed be, namaste.